Hey, it's Black Angus. Today we're going to talk about red people. Red alert. Red alert. So, really, this topic is about the Lakota and the Mount Rushmore speech and celebration of 4th of July with Trump and whatnot, where protesters try to get the Lakota and or Sioux, I'm not sure if Lakota are part of Sioux or their own separate thing, but try to rope them into this, cause to stop the celebration. And I saw some friend on Twitter having a conversation with someone equally trashing the presidents on the memorial, citing that Lincoln had 38 Indians assassinated, the biggest as of yet mass execution. Roosevelt apparently said a good Indian is a dead Indian. Clearly this man did much more good for this country and the world than the errors they did. And I think it's what's being lost. What's funny is how much this person dodge, duck, dip, dives, and dodges everything to suit their narrative, including, oh, I don't listen to outside perspective on the history of our Aryan people. I want to listen to the oral tradition of my people. Sounds fucking flawed. I mean, people devote their whole lives to chronicle history, so I would take their perspective into account and their research. So I'm going to give you a little research about Lakota, because it's funny, Black Lives Matter and Antifa, they're trying to rope these people in like the Lakota are so innocent, It is wrong what the Indians of this nation have suffered by the U.S. government, by and large. I'm registered Cherokee of Oklahoma, and of course our people got there from, I think, like Mississippi area, Georgia, that area of the country, through the Trail of Tears, where we were forced to just pack up haphazardly. A lot of us died on the way there in the winter, hence the Trail of Tears. And other nations suffered this as well. I think it's mainly a Cherokee suffrage for the Trail of Tears. So I understand, trees are broken or not honored, whatnot. There's a lot of generational ill will, to say the least, with the U.S. government, whatnot. But what's funny, you look at Indians by and large compared to, say, my other part of me being black, Indians have done really well, especially in Oklahoma. We got casinos where we take advantage of white people from Texas and other states passing through our gas stations, and we sucker you there to stay long hours, throwing away your money to pay for our health care, pay for Oklahoma roads and whatnot. So it's like Indians have figured out to some degree to make up for the injustices against us. But Indians aren't innocent. Indians fought in the Confederacy, which they won't ever talk about. Indians had slaves after the Civil War, after Lincoln freedom, because they weren't American. They were their own lands for a while. I don't know how that works exactly, Indian lands in America, because you're in this nation. I don't get it. But yeah, Don Cheadle actually found out, I just read an article today, that another nation of Oklahoma, Chickasaws, actually had his ancestors as slaves. And it sounds like they were worse than white people are presented, like roots and whatnot. Indians are pretty fucking savage to the slaves. So they're going to tell me how innocent Indians are, and, oh yeah, their lands are stolen, give them back. Well, you stole them from someone else, because where do you think tribes come from? Tribes come and go. And I'll give you a little history of that, all right? So in the 1700s, the Lakota were unable to cross the Missouri River due to a few powerful tribes in that land. But after a smallpox epidemic wiped out 3/4 of those tribes, the Lakota took the land. What do you think take means? Do you think the last remnants of those tribes just like sat down and took it? No, like those tribes seemingly are gone or assimilated by force. They also took the Black Hills territory formerly possessed by the Cheyenne, who had taken it before them from the Kiowa. The Kiowa is another small plains tribe that ended up residing in Oklahoma with western expansions. There's actually a town close where I'm from called Kiowa, so I'm a little familiar with them. The Lakota were one of the first tribes to aid the United States Army. Wow. In the Indian Wars west of the Missouri during the Arikara War of 1823. Sorry if I mispronounced that. It looks Japanese. In 1843 and again in 1873, the Lakota severely ravaged the Pawnee in Nebraska. In Massacre Canyon battlefield, it's said by someone there who did like a census, quote, 71 Pawnee warriors were killed and 102 women and children were killed. The victims brutally mutilated and scalped, and others even set on fire. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. It's like every fucking nation and tribe in history has some you know, skeletons in their closet, some dirty laundry they don't want aired out anymore. Should the Lakota get their land back? It's gone so long, I don't know, you know. Clearly there's a national monument there now, so I don't know how that works. I don't know how to fix that problem. Clearly there's been some measure, you know. I think Reagan's the one who enacted the stuff that allowed Indians to have casinos, so some measure of apology financially has been done for various natives. Maybe enough's not been done, but you know, what can you do? It's the way history works. The best you can do is go forward. You're in the nation of America. Even if you're not directly living in America, you're on some Indian land, you live within the inhabitants of America. There's a lot of opportunity here. From what I understand, a lot of like Plains Indian reservations are worse than border towns for crime and drugs and rape and whatnot. So who knows? Who knows what to do? But don't go telling me the Lakota are just some kumbaya peaceful bullshit. And their lands are stolen like no one else was there before them that they took it from. This is a sin of every nation. If you got a government, clearly you probably subjugated someone else to establish that society. So that's just what I want to get out there today. Let me know what you think. What's your position on Mount Rushmore, on the Black Hills area, giving land back to Indians and whatnot? Let me know in the comments. Let's talk. See you later.